What's up, guys? It's Alpha Blue, and I'm so excited today. I'm so excited because I didn't fail my evaluation challenge, and I get the chance to take a free retry today. So, in this video, I'll be explaining to you how I was able to come back from a drawdown of -7%. I brought the account back to break even, and I get the chance to take a free retry on my Forex funds evaluation that was on. So in the previous video I made, if you watch the video, I talked about how I had finally figured out the only way to be successful in trading. And then in that video, I also mentioned that I was in a drawdown of over 7% on my evaluation, but then I wasn't bothered because I now know what to do. And then I can trade the proper way and make money. And I'm glad because today I finally was able to bring the account back to break even. So now I don't have to buy another challenge. So sorry, there's a bit of an echo here, and sorry about that. So like about a month ago, I bought my Forex funds evaluation, a 10K account. I bought a 10K evaluation challenge, and then I started trading it. Then what happened? The first week I made, and by the way, this is my third account I'm buying with my Forex fund. I had bought two before and I failed. So this was now like my third account that I was taking. So the first week I lost like 3%. Then the second week I and before I explain all of that, if you're familiar with evaluation or rather prop firms that give you money to trade, you will know that most of them, when you buy an account, they will test like your trading ability. So you will have to trade and make a certain amount of profit, a percentage on the account in a certain period of time. So like for my Forex funds now, they have phase one and phase two. So in phase one, you need to make 8% profit on your account. Then you qualify to go to phase two, where you need to make 5% profit on the account. So in phase one, you have 30 days to make 8% profit. Then in phase two, you have 60 days to make 5% profit. If you make all of that, if you make that amount and then you don't break any of their rules, they will fund you the $10,000 and you trade. When you make money, you split profit with them. So I bought this account, and then the first week I was down 3%. I was like, okay, no problem. Let's trade. The next week I made 3%. So I was back to break even. I made back the 3% I lost. Now, when that happened, I was very excited. I was pumped up. I was very confident. I entered the next week very confident. In fact, I was overconfident. Next thing, the first day of the third week, I lost 3% of the account. I was like, I started making stupid mistakes, stupid errors, and there's something that was happening to me, of which I also share in this video. So I lost 3% on the first day. I was like, what's going on? That was how I was just trading, taking stupid risks. I was risking more than my normal risk size, more than I was just going out of my rules. By the end of the week, I was already down 6.7%. That's almost like 7% of the account. So I was devastated, man. It was crazy. I was downcast. I was very sad. I was like, what is this? What's happening to me? Why am I trading like this? I've gone past this stage. I'm not supposed to be making this kind of errors and all of that. I was really sad. I was really sad. And one of the mistakes I was making was that any trade I take, I look at that trade as if that's going to be the trade that will make me the 8% profit, because I trade SMC, so smart money concept. So we usually have high risk to reward ratios when using smart money concept. So when I have a trade setup, I'll be looking to target 16%, so that I'll make 8%, 16RR, so that when I rig 0.5%, I'll make 8% on the account. So I was looking at every trade as this is that trade, and it will go in profit a little bit, then come back and hit me out. And I was taking too much risks, and that was how I was just misbehaving. And before I knew it, I was already down -7% on the third week. That means I just have one more week to go to make it 30 days. I was mad, I was crazy. But you know what? That was like the eureka moment for me. That was the moment that was what happened that made me finally realize or get the real thing in forex, the real like thing you need to do to make money in Forex. So when that happened, I was thinking, I was reminiscing on the trades I took. I was looking at my trading history. I was just thinking, I was like, what's going on? I can't afford to lose this challenge again. And then finally, it dawned on me. I figured it out. And I made a video about that. I'll put the link to that video in this video description. You can check it out too. It will really help you. So what I found out was this. In trading, the only way you can make money, the only way you'll be able to make money in trading is when you do one thing, when you master yourself. You master your psychology and you master your emotions. Now, it's very common. You must have been hearing that all this while. But haven't you thought of something? Have you thought to yourself, why is it that almost everybody says the same thing? What it means is that the only way for you to succeed in Forex is very obvious. It has been obvious to you ever since, but then still, you haven't. There's no any successful trader now that you ask that will say anything different from what I'm about to say now. That means that's obviously the way out. But most of the times, you don't get the light, you don't really understand. You'll be focusing on different things. See, the only way you make money in Forex hmm, is when you are consistent. You're consistent with one thing, mastering yourself, mastering your rules, your trading plan, your psychology, your emotions, your risk management. See, it's until when you're consistent with these things, that's when the money will come. That's when you see that you're consistently making profit. If not, if today you're losing 3%, tomorrow you're losing 2%, you're just going out of your trading plan every day, or you're going on your trading plan for like 2 3 days in the week, then for the remaining 2 days of the week you go out of your trading plan. If you're not consistent, you'll be going up and down, you'll be going in circles. You'll make money today, then those days that you go out of your plan, you lose all the money you've made. That's just how it's going to be until you're consistent. Let me tell you something. We've been focusing on the wrong thing. You find out that people are always focusing on the strategy, focusing on the market, looking for a new mentor. You buy this course, after a month you're buying another course. I myself have bought a lot of courses. So, but that's not what you should be focusing on. What you should be focusing on is how to be consistent on your trading plan. How to be consistent on your trading plan. See, let me tell you when you finally notice that you make money in trading Forex. When you go through your trading history and you find out that all the trades that you took are according to your trading plan or followed your rules, according to your risk management rules and all. When you see that, that's the only time that you will begin to make money. If you've not started making money yet, just in a short while the money will come. So that's just it. So that was what I figured out this week, that passed the last week. And I was like, wow, finally I caught the light. I understood. And then I made a video about it. Then I had 1 week left. And you know what? I wasn't even bothered. I was surprisingly very calm. Like I wasn't shaking like you just have 5 trading days to either pass or fail the challenge. I was very calm because I knew one thing. I knew that even if I pass this challenge, but I don't get the secret or the main um, thing of which this is how you should trade, I will eventually lose the account, or I won't even go far with the account. I will lose it. So I was very calm. When we entered the last week, I was very relaxed. And guess what? That week was okay. It was terrible, man, because it was NFP week and there was a lot of high impact news on that week. Almost every day of the week, there was just news. So it was hard to make money on that week. That's this week that just passed. And I was just there trying to come back to break even so I don't lose the account. So I started trading, and then in fact, even up till Wednesday, I was just up like 2%. I still had like 5% to make. It was until Thursday that I made like 4 point something percent. I was just left with 0.7% to make to come back to break even. That was just like $70. So I was happy. I was like, thank God I'm almost there. But guess what? That was Thursday. I just had one day left, and Friday, which is Friday, of which that is NFP day. So it was just crazy, man. I was like, God, this is mad. How will I do this? So on Friday, LFP day, I opened my laptop in the morning. I prayed. I was like, God help me. And then I was just looking at the chart. My plan was to wait till after NFP before I place a trade. When I see the direction of the market, then I place a trade. Because of course, in fact, before NFP, the market is just going to be choppy, just ranging in one place. Every trader is waiting for the news release to be released, then they make their trading decisions. So on the day now, I was just waiting for the news. Then the NFP news came out. In fact, NFP was stupid. It was crazy. The news just scattered the market. Unlike other times when the market would just take one direction and either crash or go up. This time around, the market just spiked down, went back up. In fact, I was watching this one big forex trader, a YouTuber to Raja Banks. He lost over $50,000 on his live on his YouTube live because he was trading NFP2. He placed buy limit and sell limit. The market came down, took his sell limit, and then went back up and took his. I don't even know how he was able to manage his risks, but he lost over like $50,000 on the live. I was watching it. I was like, oh my. I was looking. I was like, God. So the market was just scattered. I don't know why. And I was just looking. I was like, okay. After a while, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy USD because the news, the figure that came out, the data that came out, it was indicating that it was going to be strong for dollar. Dollar was going to rise. You get the from the data that came out. There was supposed to be dollar strength. So I was like, okay, I marked out area of liquidity on my chart. I was like, if the price comes back and takes out this liquidity, I'm going to buy. So I was just waiting for USD but it took a long time, man. The price wasn't just coming back down. I was just looking. I was like, what's this? And I went to GJ. Yeah, I opened GJ and I saw a trading opportunity in GJ to sell. So I looked at it. I placed my sell. When I placed the sell, instead of this market to move, it was just ranging. It took a long while. It was just chopping, ranging. And by that time, it was on a Friday. I just have that day to either come back to break even or I'll lose the account. So as of that time, I knew this was not the time for risk management because in fact in the morning, yeah, I had lost like 1% because I took two positions and it hit my SL. So I had lost 1%. So at that time, all that was in my head was that, guy, you need to just pass this challenge. So when I took the GJ trade, I was risking 1%. I was targeting 20 pips to make $200. Each 10 pips was going to give me 100% of my accounts. So when I took the trade was just ranging. It will go up, come back, go up, come back. And one of my rules that I have is that if I take a trade, because I've seen that kind of thing several times, it will just range and go and hit your stop loss before it will go back down. So it's more like the market is trying to engineer liquidity. There's no much liquidity for the price to go down. So when it ranges for that long, it will go up, take liquidity before it go down. So when I saw that, I was like, this is what I don't like. I've seen this several times. I'm going to get out of this market. So I was able to go out of that trade at break even. Oh my god, there's this goat that's crying here. So I went out of the trade at break even. Then UJ, of which I was looking out to buy, it finally came down, took that liquidity. Even though I was looking at two different areas, but it took out just one liquidity and went up. So when it bought and changed character, I was like, fine. I marked out another block, waited for price to come back so that I'll trade it. When it came back to that other block, it took my buy limit. And guess what? I was risking 3% as of that time because not like I wanted to risk 3%, but I just had to put my SL wide so that it doesn't take me out. Because at this point, I had nothing else to lose. If I don't do that and the day passes and I don't make my account back to 10K, I'll still lose the account. So I put my SL to be 3%. So if it had taken me out, I would have been losing 4% in total. I was just targeting 20 pips. Guess what? As that was already like 6 p.m. I just had like 4 hours to go. When I placed that trade, I checked my phone at around 7. I saw that it was going in my direction. I was making money. In fact, at some point I looked at my balance, it was already getting to like 10k, it was fluctuating within that range. It was almost at my TP, just like 5 to 6 pips to my TP. I was happy, I was like, finally I've made this thing. So I now close my phone that if I just let me just keep my phone, after an hour I will check and see that I've hit TP and I've made back the account. But guess what? After an hour I came back, opened my MT4. This trade went back to break even. Just 5 pips to my TP, but it didn't hit. It came back to break even. I was like, I was mad. At that point, I was crazy. My head was, I was packing. I was like, what is going on? What rubbish is this? Something that I had almost hit TP, and now you're back to break even. I see, and I'm even at the risk of going down in the negative self. I was crazy. I was really pissed off, man. As at that point, I was glued to my phone. I was just looking at it. Then I now went back to that GJ trade that I closed at break even. I saw that it sold. If only I held that GJ trade, it would have gone and hit my TP. In fact, that was just what just drove me nuts, man. I was out of my mind. Then I just got angry and closed the UJ trade. I closed the UJ trade. I closed everything. I was just looking at the market. As of that time, it was around 8. It was around 8 p.m. I just had 2 hours for market to close, and I still need to make like 1.7% on the account. You know what I did? I over leveraged. I had to. I just opened like four positions of which, if my TP, if the SL is 10 pips on each position, it will be -1%. So those 4%, if they had gone down in the negative by 10 pips, I would have been losing 4%, of which I would have breached the maximum daily drawdown. But I had to do that. I just opened those four positions and I was just looking. As at that time, I just needed like 5 pips to make $200. So I was just looking, watching, and guess what? I was lucky. I was praying, in fact, I was praying. And I will say, God helped me, I was lucky. And the market bought because I placed buy, and the market bought, and I made back the money. I made back the 1.7% that I needed. Then I immediately closed those positions. But guess what? When I closed the positions, this account now went to $9,999. I was still left with like $1 to make for my account to come back to 10k. I was like, God, what is this? What is the meaning of what's happening? My village people, what is going on? I was crazy, man. So I still had to open another position, 0.05 lot, and then I was just watching. I now went to EU, Euro USD, because it has low spreads. So I was just watching, I was just praying. I placed the position and then I made the $1. That's how my account came back to $10,000. In fact, I was just up just 0.3 cents, just 10,000, 0.3 cents. But I closed, and now because of that, I get to take the free retry. So I will say I was lucky because I had to gamble it at the end. If I didn't do that, the market was going to close, and the more we get closer to the market close, the less volatility in the market, because people were no longer trading. So I was just like, I just had to I just had to do it. I just had to risk it all. And I was lucky, so I came back to break even. But before I end the video, if there's one thing I'll share, maybe aside from the story, just to help you guys, is that trading can be very hard, of course, but then if you can just stick to your plan, make it a goal to concentrate on getting consistent with your trading plan, your trading rules, your risk management, your psychology, because that's the only way you can make it. I myself, I was, I figured it out, and I knew that, okay, if I don't do this, if I don't concentrate on my risk management or my psychology, there's no way I'm going to pass any evaluation. Even if I pass, there's no way I'm going to keep any account and make money consistently for long. So that's the only way. Forget that I had to over leverage. That's because that's the only way I could keep that account, or else I had to pay my Forex funds for another challenge. So, but henceforth, moving forward, I know what to do. I know the way to go about trading. I know the only way that I'm going to be successful in trading. So, and I will stick to that. I will do that. So that was it, guys. And right now, going forward, next week I get to take the free retry. So by next week I'll continue trading the evaluation account, and I hope to come back to make another video showing you guys how I passed my phase one, how I passed my phase two, how I got funded, and how I'm making my first payout and all of that. Because of course I know that that's going to happen as far as I stick to what I've found out. So cheers, guys, and see you guys in my subsequent videos. Take care.